So today we are discussing turning 50. These lovely ladies haven't long turned 50, but I'm almost 60. Can you imagine? So how do we feel about getting older and especially reaching that milestone, the half century? Is it half century?
Yep.
Yes, half century.
Wow.
Yes, ladies. I'm going to pass the baton to this lovely lady on my right.
Oh, she's next in line.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually sitting in order, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Youngest
that's to
there.
rub it in.
I know, she always.
Yeah, well,
Youngest, but the most vocal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see.
Loudest.
Okay, and
She's
go on,
learned
go on,
from
go
us,
on.
I think.
Go on.
So,
Continue.
yeah, 50. So, yeah, I was privileged, and I feel very privileged to reach, the 50 group in 2020, which is nearly 5 years ago, miraculously. Wow.
Exactly.
I was looking forward to it, had a lot of plans. My partner had planned to have something for me. We were also planning to go on that cruise, a reggae cruise, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
For
the Jamrock
50 years
cruise.
as well.
Jamrock.
Yeah.
Jamrock
December.
cruise.
Yeah.
That's
Jamrock,
right.
yeah. Paid our deposits.
Exactly.
Oh,
There's
man.
so much planned for that year, and obviously COVID and lockdown happened.
Thwarted. Thwarted the plans. Yeah.
So obviously there was no partying as such. However, I do remember, my girls.
Yeah, we got together.
We got together down at 14.
14.
Oh, 1487.
That's right,
1487.
1487.
Oh, is that where it was?
Yeah.
Yes, and we couldn't sing happy birthday. Is that the one?
That's
we
right.
couldn't
Sing happy
sing
birthday.
Put up the balloons.
You couldn't put up the
imagine?
50 balloons.
That's right.
Because
We were still, it was still lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
We couldn't
it's like they
kind
didn't
of
want it to
celebrate
look like
a
we are
party.
We weren't
parties.
supposed to.
Yeah.
Even though we're just having a meal.
Oh, yes.
But it was just nice
Yeah.
socializing because at the time, obviously, we've been locked down for so long, we couldn't see each other. So it was just nice getting together.
It's been about 6 months at the time.
It was
hasn't
March
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
October,
March.
right?
Yeah.
That's right.
March to October.
And I did. I think the weekend I stayed at this hotel down in Hertfordshire, which was really nice. It was just nice to get out. But leading up to that, I actually was really looking forward I think maybe I was just trying to appreciate everything that I had done over the 50 years, gone through, just appreciative that my
You made
son,
it.
my son was well, just very
Grateful.
thankful
Yeah.
because I know there's a lot of people that didn't make it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I did remember, and I remember I was conscious about, in earlier filming sessions, we talked about grief, and I talked about my dad. My dad died at 32, and I was thinking that I lived longer than him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just very, very grateful, and still grateful now, just to be
Headed towards 60.
Exactly.
Yeah.
50 this year, 50. I mean,
Right.
55. Wow. The other day we were 15. 15.
I know.
Oh, man.
But
God.
yeah, so yeah, I'm very blessed to be 50 plus.
Me? So, I was the year after, right?
2021.
2021.
That's right.
That we were still in lockdown. Like you, and I'd got a personal trainer the year before, maybe? Was it 20? Yes, Shim,
Must have been
2019. And I had this focus. I'm going to be in the best. You turn 50. I know they say life begins at 40, but I just had this, like you. I was like, I'm going to be 50. I want to be working. I want to be looking my best. And when I look back at pictures of me, because again, yes, it was lockdown, but you guys, we celebrated. We still celebrated. I had 3 different events. And I just remember get that morning, just waking up being 50, feeling like I'm big big
I'm a
people.
big
that I'm
woman.
yeah, I'm a big woman. I'm yeah. But like, just grateful.
Yeah.
And just, I had the best 50th like celebration. I just enjoyed it. I felt good. I look good. I mean, I look good at this. I mean, it's the best that I feel I've looked. I look better. I looked at pictures of my 40th, and I look better on my 50th. Yeah, you know. But I think what Nadia was saying, that, you know, when you think like 50, when did we meet? When we were like 15, 16, whatever. And people that were in their 50s,
They were old.
they were old, right? They were old. So I just think, I don't know. I don't know what 50 is meant to look like.
We are a different
a
breed
It
of
doesn't
50.
look the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I love turning 50, and I kind of, like Nadia said, like now that I'm 54, like the other day, I was feeling something, and it said date of birth. So obviously I put in 71, and it said age 54, and I was like, oh, that's like, that feels old to me now. 50 doesn't feel that old, but 54, as I'm,
It's middle.
It's when you're ticking those boxes on question 55, they put you in the brackets, and I'm like,
well, I'm not there yet. I'm not ticking a 55 yet. So it goes to 45 to 50. I know that.
well, it's different on all different things.
But one of the last boxes is 55 plus. So it's true. But I'm not in that box. But yeah, I'm just grateful that I got to 50. What did Dad say? Looking forward to another. What did Dad say? It's 80. Looking forward to another 80 years. Obviously, we're not going to do another 80 years. Not going to do another 50 years. But
You never know.
You never know.
People are living longer. People are
you
living
never
longer.
know.
100.
I mean, it depends on, how well you keep yourself, I suppose, isn't it?
I don't want to live till I'm 100. I'm
Well,
good.
As
I'm
long
not-
as I'm not alone, because obviously there's no point being 100 and then
But then
all your friends, there's no friends, there's no friends.
It's true.
and chances are they'd all be gone. But you'd have your children and your grandchildren, and
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So 50 was good. Sorry, 50. You.
I don't know what year it was.
It
Well,
was.
if you're 71, well, I'm 72.
You born 72.
Yeah.
So then
So
in 2022.
2022. Yeah, that's when I turned 50. then.
So lockdown and fit because you had a gathering.
Yes,
yeah,
I
so
had
it
a
was
gathering.
Big gathering.
Big gathering.
So lockdown must have finished.
It wasn't, I mean, to be honest, I think from the time I turned 40, I was saying that I wanted to go away every year for my birthday. That's what I wanted to do.
Up until you're 50.
No, just from now on.
Just go away.
Why not? Why
You
not?
know,
Exactly.
but so for my 50th, I thought I wanted to have my friends around me. So I had the gathering, and I also went away after, I think. Yeah, I did. And that was nice. I think I didn't feel like, I was dreading my 50s or anything like that. It seems kind of weird being 50.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously, because I'm kind of like the youngest of the bunch, it kind of doesn't feel that old.
Don't stop telling us. Don't stop telling us.
The youngest and the shortest.
You know
Whatever.
this.
I don't want us to have to stand up now. Take off your heels.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes. But,
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
But,
you're 52. 52.
yeah, I must be, innit?
Yeah, you're 52.
She's
You'll be
53.
53 this year, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, how does that feel? Like, because 50, it feels good. But as I said, like, now me being at 54, I feel like I'm getting old.
Do you know what? I don't really think about it. So it's just like another number, isn't it?
I think
I don't really
for
think
me,
about it.
because it's another milestone.
What does 60
It's
look
like
like? I think
Nadia.
60, if I was approaching 60, I think that would be like, my gosh.
How did I get
That's
to
Well, that is
yeah,
Nadia,
that-
right?
that is
Yeah.
me. You know.
Yeah, so how do you
It's
feel?
like when we had the new year, and like all these New Year's resolutions, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 2025, so that means I'm 59 this year. And I was like, Lamar, I'm gonna be 60 next year. And he was like, 60, you know? And it's like it hit me. I'm like, that's old.
Yeah, 60s.
That's
big,
really
big people.
old. And you know,
Wow.
for those of you that in the black community, I should say in West Indian, when we used to refer to our parents and their age group, we call them big people, and it's like we are big people now.
big people.
You know,
Yeah, we
we've
are.
arrived at the, and it's like obviously it takes time to reach 50 years and 60 years. But when I met these girls, I was 20. I was 20.
No,
now-
you wasn't 20 yet when I met you, Aunt Telma. You wasn't. I'm sure you was 19. You wasn't 20 yet.
If you met Ver at 16.
You met
and I
no,
thought-
I
no,
know.
50, no, they met
50,
at my,
50.
on my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, my birthday. 50
Yeah,
birthday.
But I was
50th
coming
birthday.
up to 20. So, you know, but what I'm trying to say is it feels like a few years ago.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
years
not
ago.
yeah, not 30 something years. 35. I
It's
don't know. It's
30,
years.
30 odd years, you know, and it just it's kind of frightening. It's kind of frightening. I let the girls speak, but my experience of turning 50, was tinged with a little sadness because I had just come to an end of a relationship, not through bad terms. My partner wanted to live in a different country. He wanted me to live there. I didn't want to travel to Nigeria. So it was an agreed parting. So prior to that, I was planning to get married. So at 50, it was like starting a new life again. So for me, there was a little sadness there that I was like, oh, 50, starting all over again. However, my actual birthday was fabulous. We were at the Big Easy, and all
We
my
went to the
girlies.
hammam
Yes.
before that, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had the
Remember that we
hammam.
went to the hammam.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
we
yeah,
did.
yeah.
We did a spa before
Yeah.
that hammam, and it was it was good being amongst my friends, my close friends,
Sister.
and sisters.
Okay, sister friends.
Sister friends.
Sister Anne.
Not about me, though. She just like, you didn't.
No, of course you- What is she like? Anyway, what I was saying is that being amongst them made me reflect on everything that I should be grateful for, you know. And turning 50 was a big change in Nordia as a person, because I think before that I was always someone that tried to keep the peace, keep the calm. So I'd agree to things that maybe I didn't really necessarily agree with. For instance, I would go to the hairdressers and maybe my hair wasn't done how I wanted it, and I'd look in the mirror and I'd sit there inside thinking, I'm going to change this when I get home. I don't like it. But I'd never voice it. Or we'd go to a restaurant and have something to eat, something's not right. I wasn't the sort of person that would complain. But when I got to 50, I thought, oh, this have to change.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you've got to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to others. So I think that was a big turning point. A lot of other personal things, but what really happened is that I became, my inner voice came out. So I put myself first. I say what I mean. I don't hold back now. There's no filter, a bit like mum now.
Yes.
There's no filter anymore.
It's taken over from mum.
But I'm a happier person.
Since
And
turning 50.
yeah, I'm a happier person because I do what I want to do. Nobody directs me. I do what I want, and I'm just grateful and glad for life. Glad for life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that, because it's like I wouldn't have said that I wouldn't have thought it happened at 50. I would have said that you were more direct and you said what you wanted to say when you wanted to
But
say
that
it.
just shows you people's personalities, because a close friend of mine travelled as part of a girl group recently, and she hadn't been with this girl group. We'd been away on girls' trip, Vertrice and myself, and a group of about 12 or so of us. And she was joining the group as a new part of the group on this holiday. And about 2 or 3 weeks before, she rang. She said, "Oh, I'm nervous. I don't know. I don't want to come." And I was like, "What? Why? What's the problem?" She said, you think I'm a confident person, but I don't do well in groups. And I was like, what? You know, because I only see, you can only see what you portray to the outside world, but that's exactly what I used to be like. So you always want to be confident. People always used to refer to me as, oh, you're a strong woman. And in my early days, I loved it. Oh, I'm strong, you know. But I think the weight of everything that I went through in my life, not that all was bad, but being a mother, holding down a full-time job, being a single parent, all these things, being a middle sibling, which you don't think of it as a weight, but you're too young to go with the older ones, but you're too old and too sensible to play with the younger ones. So middle sibling, you're always slightly different. Being so many things that I'm not going to go into right now, but I always thought, I don't want to be strong. I want someone to look after me. I want, you know, and I don't think I've ever had that. I've always been the one holding the fort, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't want to
So
do it.
Yeah.
I think the bottom line is that people are not always what you think they are. And it's not because they're pretending to be, but sometimes they just don't know how to allow themselves
To be.
to be themselves, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
And as you get older, it comes
Yeah,
out.
it comes out,
more.
yeah. Obviously, I mean, being with you girls, you always encourage, you know, I think most things I've in my life, you all know about. And if you haven't got anyone to talk to, that's when you're more likely to keep these things inside, you know.
Yeah.
But I think we all speak quite well with each other, and that helps us to be, I don't know,
Yeah,
more
ourselves.
Authentic selves.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
50
50s
has been a big turning point for me, I'd say.
But then I do think what you said, as you get older, you do kind of think to yourself, I just can't. It's like the older you get, you just think, I'm just not prepared to put up with no shit at all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You
Definitely.
know,
Why should you?
well, exactly.
Yeah, why should you?
You know, but it just becomes more apparent. It's like, even when you say, like when you say unfiltered, I kind of think it's not, for me, it's not unfiltered. It's almost like, for me, I just want to tell exactly how I feel about what
Situation.
Yeah.
But you've always been like that.
I was going to
haven't you?
say, Clea, I always admire that about you.
No, I don't think I have. I think I've been.
I think you're. I see what Norda was saying, and what you were saying. Like you didn't. You were saying you didn't say that. If someone had said to me, if they'd asked me about you, I'd be like, Cleo is going to tell you as it is. It's like she's not gonna. It's not gonna feel. It's not gonna be filtered.
But no, I think that I would say that I would often not say something first, or see something, not say something. See it again, not say something,
All right.
and then explode
Yeah,
when
okay.
I think you're taking the piss now.
Yeah.
You know, that was me.
Yeah.
Like now, I just think, okay, I'm going to
say-
call it first time
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
and and I suppose now it's a bit more like, whereas before I try and be a little bit like, let me try and say it in the
nice
best possible
diplomatic
way.
way, in a
Sometimes I
diplomatic
just
way.
can't be bothered.
You are your mother's child.
You're
You're
No, I'm not her yet.
getting there though, right?
I always thought Vertrice was a very direct person.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I always thought Ver was very direct, you know, like.
I think so. I
Yes.
don't know. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how I am. I don't know. As I've got older, maybe like you said, as I got to 50. But I think a lot of times I had this conversation at work with a colleague, and I was saying to them, we were talking about interviews, and I was like, when I go for interviews, I said, my back is wet, sweaty set, because I'm so nervous. And they were like, you get nervous? Yeah, I mean, And I said, I had this conversation with my husband and the boys, and they're like, Mum, they're just people. They're just, but
exactly the same thing.
am
I don't like it.
petrified. And people find that difficult because they see me as
you as
this
a confident person,
But interviews, even like my driving test, any situation where I'm being tested, it took me 5 times past I was 17, but I remember every time, like the sweating, just fear, almost like fear. So I don't know. But now I kind of, since turning 50, I kind of feel like, am I confident? Yes, I'm pretty confident.
So what will 60 look
Like
like
for
for
me?
you? Yeah.
That I'm scared of. If I'm honest with you, because I
It's
think,
just round the corner.
yeah, well, no, not really. Gee, it's 6 years. She's like, Mum, you're nearly 60 now. Mum, I'm 50. Like, when I'm 50, she'll be like, you're nearly 60. I'm like, no, we're not. We're 50 or we're 51.
Just round the corner.
Just round the
people.
corner. We were 54. 6 years is it's a long time. But then
a long
6
time.
6 years
Yeah.
since we last recorded in 6 years, right?
Right. And a hell
A
of a
lot has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's it going to look like for me? Don't know, Clee. I don't know. I don't know. Just to be, I just want to be happy. I mean, I feel happy, but I just think of all the grief and losing mum and dad and just the loss. I just want to be like, I kind of feel like this. I just want to get right up there and just. Then I'm just that. That's what I need. I just need that. I just think it's just been. We said the last 6 years has been a lot, right? The last 5, 6 years, it's been a lot. So 60 needs to be good. Just no. And I tell you what, 60 needs to be. 60 needs to be me being as healthy as I can be.
Yes,
That's what 60 needs to be. Yeah.
And
So
it's funny that you should say that because a couple of months before my 50th, it was at my cousin's 50th. I remember I did this post and Laurel, my brother, was there. We took a stretch limo ride and went out to dinner with her. And I remember I took pictures and I had on this black leatherette dress, high heels, and I was looking good. I weighed 12.5 stone and that was the lightest I'd been for over 20 years. And I thought, I'm looking good, I'm 50. And then 2 years later, I was at death's door. So unexpected. And that was the whole reason why we've had this hiatus with our Woman's Word. And we'll go into that in another time for you. But just to say that you can think everything is okay, but you've got to keep on top of your health. Because there are silent things that can be in the background that you're not aware of.
Blood pressure, silent killer.
We both have diabetes, high blood pressure, and it runs in the family. And a lot of people out there have these conditions, not aware of it.
Especially hypertension.
Especially hypertension.
Yeah.
So, like Virtues, that's my goal, to get as healthy as possible, to live as long as possible, healthily. Yeah.
But I think as well, 60, with how things are going now, normally people look forward to retirement at 60.
A few years,
67,
68 for some.
Well, I'm still looking forward to retirement before 60.
Okay.
And so obviously without health, if health doesn't come first, then nothing else matters. But I want to be healthy, definitely fully retired before 60.
I hear you.
And
I'm right beside you.
and also just enjoying life. I don't, cause, like sometimes people think about themselves working and then retiring, and they don't have any thought about, well, what am I going to do once I retire?
Yeah.
And then they come home and think, you know what, maybe I'll do a little part-time job, or you know, I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to do no work. I want to be traveling. I want to do something for myself. I want to explore some of the things that I don't get to do because you've been working. So I think, you know, definitely 60 and before 60, or the lead up to 60, it should be exciting.
Yeah.
You know, it
It should
shouldn't.
definitely be.
I just want to add one extra thing on that. I totally everything you said there, Cleo. I hope to see 60. I'm not working. My health, as Claudia said, is really priority, because without the health, you can't do anything.
No, so
you know.
well said, yeah.
I recently had one of those body checks where they check the fat around your organs.
Visceral fat.
Visceral
Yeah.
fat
Visceral fat.
around the organs. And now I've been to this place. I've been going there. The man reminded me I've been going there since I was 37.
Oh wow!
And
Once a year? Do you go once a year?
it's meant to be once a year, even
Yeah.
though I hadn't been back since lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'd been several years. And so going there thinking, obviously, I'm in my 50s now, I need to go and get this done. And he looked at my medical record of when I went when I was 37, at my visceral fat content at the time. My age at 37, he said, your inside was age of a 56-year-old. I went to have the same test done, and he said that your age of your inside is a 36-year-old.
Oh, good. Oh wow! So
36.
you
So I switched it.
Yeah.
So at 60, when
You be,
God
yeah.
told and I'm
really.
alive, I'm hoping that, you know,
You're
even
gonna
if
be
he's
25.
Even if it's 40.
Yeah.
Even if it's 40. Yeah.
even if it's 50, I'm happy.
So what have you been doing though?
Well,
Well,
Yeah, you don't
okay,
eat meat.
yeah.
I've changed.
Anymore.
It's like I do a lot more exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 36, I mean, I was eating everything and anything. I mean, you know.
How long have you haven't been eating meat? Is it about 7 years?
8 years.
8 years.
Is it?
Why are you pointing
Well,
at me?
yeah.
No, because I'm pointing at you because it was after your wedding. So
Oh,
it's
right.
8 years
Yeah,
coming
coming
up
up
this
8
year.
years.
27.
8
Okay.
years.
Ah.
Then. 8 years.
Okay.
8 years. 8 years.
Wow.
Obviously, I do a lot more exercise.
Yeah. And you walk a lot as
and
well.
I
You
walk a
with
lot.
Lemma, Yeah. Yeah.
So, and my eating habit is completely different. So,
And you fast as
You
well.
fast
I
a lot,
fast
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, something is.
It's
Because I was
Something's
shocked.
working.
I was shocked when he said to me, I don't know what you've been doing, but you switched it. I
Wow.
was like, my goal is 60.
Amen.
Yeah.
To be
I need
able
to,
to
I
at
need
least
to
look
do
at
that.
that.
God knows what my visceral fat and
Because,
age
and this is the
yeah.
thing, you can look slim because,
Yeah.
37,
Yeah.
I wasn't overweight, but you can look slim on the outside, but your insides.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what you have to be conscious about. But yeah, that's me at 60, hopefully.
No, definitely. Speak it into existence. You will.